What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming and some more of the Diablo 3 beta. Now, it has been requested that I do a full playthrough listening to all conversations and all lore in the game, and that is exactly what we will do here.
This place reeks of death. The fallen star is near.
Alright, so I'm going to be playing as my favorite character, which is, of course, the Almighty Barbarian. And the point of this particular Let's Play is not going to be the gameplay so much, and not going to be kind of strategies and anything like that, but specifically, we will just be looking at the lore and the conversations in the game.
I seek the fallen star.
It fell on the old cathedral. There was only one survivor, Leah. You should speak with her.
Captain Rumford, more dead are coming.
Alright, so as you can see, again, we're just going to listen to everything, and I'm going to try to make sure that even if I am in mid-conversation, that I'll be stopping for all of the lore and all of the discussion and everything like that. I know a lot of you love lore, so that's what we'll make sure that we do. So obviously, if for some reason you don't know this already, the fallen star has just fallen upon Tristram.
I've never seen anyone fight.
And we're trying to figure out what it is.
Guards, open the gates. You'll find Leah at the Slaughtered Calf Inn.
Alright, so let's have some conversations with some of these people here.
The dead have been a bane on our existence since that cursed fire fell. We have to burn them, just to make sure they don't rise from the grave.
So yes, our hero has just come upon New Tristram, and with the recently fallen star, everyone's just trying to figure out, what does it mean?
What faith can save us now? It is the end of the world. Can't you see that?
Oh boy, let's get a blessing from this dude.
By the grace of the ancients, may your soul be warmed and brought to glory in righteousness.
Oh, that's nice.
And it is written, a fire will carve up for a...
Alrighty.
You're missing something very important. A cauldron of Jordan. I want you to have mine for all the help you've given me.
Oh, that's very nice of you, sir. Obviously, as you can see, artisans shared across characters. Let's see if there's any more conversations to be had here in town.
Don't you dare lift a finger to help our mayor fix his wagon. My brother died. The dead, rising from their graves. This must be the end of the world.
Ooh.
Clear the way. I wish to pass.
How dare you speak to me like that? I am the mayor of this town.
Why are you trying to leave?
Are you mad? This town is doomed. Anyone with a grain of sense should be trying to get out. Will you help me or not?
No. For now, the safest place for cowards is behind the gates.
You tell him. You tell him, Lore Barb. Alright. So, yeah, again, we're not going to be focused on the gameplay so much, so I'm just going to go ahead and, like I haven't done this in the past anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and equip my barb with some nice gear here. And, yep, looks to be good. For now, oh my gosh, is he really wearing all pink? Facepalm. That's kind of anti-submersive, isn't it?
Have you come to help us? The other adventurers who came through here didn't look so deadly.
I don't care what anyone says. That thing that fell from the sky was no rock. A rock doesn't cause the dead to leave their graves.
Are you Leah? Rumford said you survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but... Watch out! The wounded are turning!
Uh-oh. Take care of these.
This is killing.
The dead will overwhelm us all, unless something is done.
I will send them back to their graves. I will save your town.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
I grow in power.
You got it. Speak to Captain Rumford. How about the barber?
Welcome to the Slaughtered Calf Inn. Bring me whatever treasures you have no use for. I'll give you a bit of coin to save up for your casket.
Alright, and I know there's various hidden things here, so I'm gonna make sure we get these too.
We've been under siege for 6 days now. Uncle Deckard is still missing. Captain Rumford and the others are losing hope. I tell them not to lose faith, but if help doesn't arrive soon...
Gosh, why is my barb wearing all friggin' pink? Oh, well. All right, Mr. Rumford.
How can I help fight the risen dead?
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
Your warriors will be avenged.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
Alrighty. I know I just leveled, so let's pick up this. And wonderful. Alright, so now we have a little bit more information as to what's going on. First and foremost, we will be slaying these wretched mothers. It's going to be our first priority.
The wretched mothers were once normal women, but in death they serve a dark purpose. These horrors feast upon the remains of cadavers, then use foul magic to regurgitate the bodies as newly formed risen dead. One must slay the mother quickly, or her nightmarish spawn will continue to grow in number.
And next.
I will never forget the first time I saw these horrors shambling out of the misty woods. Our loved ones, buried long ago, rose from their graves and began to attack the living. However, the risen dead were only the beginning.
Yeah, lots of lore books here. Pretty much whenever we encounter a new monster type, as you can see. Now we will learn about the quills.
Quill fiends are a common nuisance in the Western lands, and I've had my own tents ransacked by them. During an expedition to Kandurus, I was able to beat them off with a shoe, but a less bold man would have fared far worse. The quill fiends are dangerous. Underestimate them at your peril.
Lots of lore books here. Some enchanted monsters. No match for lore, Barb. Yeah, so obviously, as you can tell, this Let's Play, much less chitter chatter here. It's just going to be basically me commenting on any of the lore and any of the story progression that we pick up. And again, I am deciding to do this because it seems like there was at least a fair amount of people who were interested in just hearing all of the lore and all of the discussion that took place. So that is why I shall oblige. Oop. Actually get a repair soon. Here we go.
The rumors of torture and worse grow every day. What has happened to Tristram and its king? I once thought Leoric a great man, but it seems I was deceived. We all were. He sends our meager army against Westmarch on the morrow. What will become of us?
Well, it's not Leoric's fault. I mean, he was possessed, right? I mean, geez. You can't blame the guy. There we go, some more enchanted monsters, this time frozen. It's like it's no big deal though, huh? Still working to slay all the wretched mothers. And then of course we must find the wretched queen. Let's see if we can find any other lore books around here though. And level 3. What are we picking up? Not gonna bother. So I am still working through the skill videos. I'll have the next one up this week. We've already done, what was it, the Barbarian first, and then the Demon Hunter. So next up is the Monk skill video. And then we'll be, of course, working down to Witch Doctor and Wizard after that. So that's still in the works for the Diablo 3 content. Certainly reaching a point where we're, you know, sort of in the position that, well, hey, there's not a lot to cover, right? I mean, this is only, you know, it's been discussed before, but this is only an hour's worth of beta content. They won't be adding any more unless they change their minds. The initial plan was that they will not be adding any more beta content. And so with an hour's worth of content, I mean, I've put out maybe close to 20 hours worth of gameplay coverage, and that's I mean, a lot of it's going to be some rehashing, right? I mean, that's just how it is when there's so little content, and I'm trying to cover all aspects of it. There will be some rehashing in it, but you know, it's okay. You guys have evidently been enjoying it, and again, hopefully something like this lore playthrough will be something that's interesting to you. Still a few more things I'd like to eventually cover. Probably looking at the auction house, although the auction house is still pretty limited right now. Like, not everything is available for sale yet. Meaning, like, let me see, you can pretty much only sell armor and weapons right now, and that's it. And there will be a whole slew of other things available for sale once the game goes live. And maybe they'll patch in these changes. But, I mean, heck, even skill changes that have been discussed haven't been patched in yet. So that's kind of like, you know, if people were wondering why I haven't covered, say, the Demon Hunter hatred changes, they're not in the beta. The Demon Hunter still functions as it initially did. And hatred changes are supposed to be taking place, but they haven't been patched in yet. So, you know, it's just one of those things. That's not so much the focus of this beta.
Tristram are truly cursed.
It's more testing their servers and everything that they've discussed in the past. So yeah, but I'll keep coming out with content. This is a good opportunity for you guys to let me know maybe what I haven't done yet that you would like covered. Now again, keep in mind the skill videos are still coming. I'm going to do probably about one a week, trying to space things out a little bit more since we're evidently running out of stuff and we have another 4+ months until the game hits, you know? So just trying to space out this beta content a little bit. I think that'll probably even make it more enjoyable for you guys. If we're not so kind of inundated with the same stuff over and over again. If it's spread out a little bit, maybe it won't be. Maybe it won't seem so repetitive, even though it's covering the same content more or less. So I'm going to make sure to try to grab any books and stuff on the ground that I find. I'm not entirely sure where everything is, but I've got a fair idea. And also being randomized, like, I didn't see Wart in there, and I believe I've seen him in the past in that first large open field, so just one of those things where not guaranteed to get every bit of it. This also will be like a full explore video too, because to try to find all the lore stuff, I'm gonna want to make sure that I've got pretty much covering all the ground, you know. So let's go back to town though. All right, so we just killed all the wretched mothers and the wretched queen. What does Captain Rumford have to say?
Thank you for your help, but could you talk some sense into Leah? She won't give up on the idea of rescuing her uncle.
Nor should she. I will help her find him.
All right.
Come, let us search for your uncle.
We'll need to open the cathedral first. The guards locked it up before they were ambushed. Rumford told me they fought their way back to Adria's hut. The key must still be there.
All right, so before we do that, I do want to check for Leia's journal, though. Because I have been told that it updates itself throughout the course of gameplay. So I just want to check that. See if it's updated itself yet. I don't know.
Did you hear what happened to Cain? Poor Leah. Did you hear what happened?
Now that someone like you has come, we have a chance.
That's nice. What's this guy gonna say?
I got a wager with Bron the barkeep that you'll die inside the cathedral. Don't let me down.
What a sketch ball, huh?
What are we doing in my room?
Checking your books. Here it is, part 2.
A miracle has happened. A hero, like one out of Uncle Deckard's tales, appeared and saved us. I know in my heart that my uncle still lives, and I pray that the hero will bring him home safely.
Let's check Cain's.
It doesn't feel right being in Uncle Deckard's room when he's not here.
Part 1.
We have come at last to Tristram's old cathedral. This is where Diablo, Lord of Terror, first corrupted mankind. This is where I may finally find the answers I seek. Leah worries after my safety.
Here, let me open the gate.
Okay.
Adria was my mother, but I don't know much about her. She died when I was very young. I was raised by Uncle Deckard.
What of your father?
I'm told he was a great warrior who was lost when Tristram fell to the demons. There's something over here.
So as you probably know by now, we are heading down to
mother
Adria's
had her secrets.
hidden
People
cellar.
said she was a witch, but I never believed it. Captain Dalton!
Alright, just check for any other possible little, sometimes there's little boxes holding lore books. Doesn't look like there's anything down here.
Here's the key, and my mother's journal. What I've seen of it is disturbing. I want to know more about her, but that can wait. We need to save Uncle Deckard first.
I will go. Stay here and learn what you can.
Thank you.
Aiden came to me last night. I suspected what was lurking within his troubled heart. I consoled him as best I could. Regardless, wherever he's headed, hell will surely follow in his wake. The shadows close in on Tristram once again. But like Aiden, I'll be gone before they fall.
Okay, so now we must go to the cathedral north of Ager's Cellar. Still trying to find out more about that fallen star. Look at this. I want another one of these randomized dungeon areas, the mass grave. And level 4. Picking up cleave. Why don't we use that? Just a bash. Give it a shot. All right, should be something over here and a stump. 'Tis what it is. And let's try to find Deckard Cain, shall we?
This is where the star fell.
You cannot stand before me.
So as you can see, as mentioned, this is where the star fell upon the town, making a crater right through the cathedral. And you'll see this type of area at the lower levels of the cathedral as well. Although, interestingly enough, that it seems to be randomized where it is. It seems pretty interesting. Like, this is always in the same spot when you enter Cathedral Level 1, because this entrance to Cathedral Level 1 always looks the same. But where it is on Level 2 is always different. I'm going to keep my eye on the bottom screen for some more of the lore stuff. There's one.
The grotesques may seem slow and senseless, but they hide many dangers within their hideously malformed bodies. A set of spikes lurks beneath the monster's flesh, and foul parasites nest within them. It is said that these horrors themselves are constructed by a greater evil, a darkness that I cannot even fathom.
Ooh, and another one. Which one's this for? Ooh, did I miss it? Grotesque carrion bats. I think we've got the rest of these. Quillfiends, risen dead, wretched mothers. Yeah, carrion bats.
Some foul new disease has taken hold in this land, and the carrion bats are near the heart of it. Since returning to Tristram, I have seen their numbers surge. The evil forces that linger here give them strength, and I fear that the worst is yet to come.
Deckard's not having a good day. There we go. Plagued guy here. And pick these up. All right, wonderful. So yes, besides this type of content, please do let me know what else that has yet to be covered you would like to see covered. Still feel like certainly doing a decent job. Best Diablo 3 coverage on YouTube, at least the most extensive, and I think I do a damn good job. And if you're watching, I suppose you do too, so. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that's yet to be covered that you would still like to see. And again, yes, all the skill videos are still coming. As pointless as they may be, since they're all probably going to be changing. Not all of them, but a good chunk of them will be changing. We already know plan changes, still just waiting for them to go through. here we go. Loch Dannon's Journal Part 1? Scroll, not journal.
My name is Loch Dannon, and I'm cursed. Once the captain of King Leoric's army, I lived only to honor my land and my king. No man has a greater love for his king than I had for mine, even as I drove my blade through his dark and corrupted heart.
Alright, just want to make sure we aren't missing anything there. So yeah, in the Diablo lore series Part 2, we basically talk about the whole Loch Dannon scroll series that takes place here in the beginning of Diablo 3. Basically talking about what happens to King Leoric and Loch Dannon, and that's what they take the time to explain to maybe newcomers to Diablo in the start of Diablo 3, which I think was cool that they did that. Thought it was pretty interesting. They basically just cover that whole story arc about King Leoric being possessed and you know, Loch Dannon being sent out to fight against Westmarch and coming back to find out that King Leoric's possessed and killing him. And King Leoric coming back as the Skeleton King and all sorts of stuff like that. So that's what we find out through all these journals. And I mean, that was already known through various types of Diablo lore, such as this series, the book series, the Sin Wars or Sin Trilogy. But yeah, if you don't, you know, obviously if you don't read those books, then it's a good way to catch up here. Ooh, look at that guy back there. Little treasure pygmy. Get over here, buddy. Take a hammer to the face, please. And keep chasing him. Come here. Okay, there we go.
Some devious little goblins have been robbing our merchants. When pursued, they simply open portals and disappear with the most aggravating chuckle. The peasantry seem to believe that the goblins serve a great demon lord known as Greed. And furthermore, that their portals lead to Greed's domain. A ludicrous notion, truly.
Ooh, that's pretty cool. I knew about their portals, and in the beta you're not allowed to go through the portals, but possibly come release you will be allowed to walk through the Pygmies portals and go towards the Demon Lord Greed. That would be awesome. Just kind of like a nice little mini boss there. All right.
Your flesh is weak.
Help me! It's inside me. Inside!
It's not doing so hot, huh? Nope. That was a pretty instant turn there. Just a bunch of green stuff, and all of a sudden you lose half your skin, and a bunch of green stuff spews out around you. You lose half your skin, and you look completely like a zombie. I always imagined the transformation would be less abrupt. Evidently not. Oh, here we go. Go ahead. Cleave's working pretty well. Obviously against anything besides a single target. Clearly will work against a single target. It's just not optimal, is what we will say. That is the phrasing we will use. Lots of the beta hype has died down. I'm sure you guys have noticed. It's obviously directly attributed to just how little content's available, but it's okay. I'm still hopping on and still having a lot of fun playing it, and hopefully as more and more keys go out, more of you people will get a chance to play. I know certainly that they plan to do more and more keys. I mean, there's a key giveaway on the Diablo Facebook. Here we go. We found Cain.
Oh, minions, stay back! Back! May this wedge hold. The Skeleton King?
The power of the fallen star awakened me, and soon all will suffer as I have suffered. Gods, bring me his bones!
Why so angry, Skeleton King? Let's give these people a break.
I will save you! Back to your graves!
Alright, here we go. Kind of a mini boss here, Head Cleaver. Obviously not much of a chance against me, being a little geared up here, you know. A little unfair, I'd say, for him. Alright, Deckard, you're saved.
Oh, thank you. But why did you risk yourself for me?
I have need of your knowledge, Deckard Cain. Leah will be happy that you live.
Okay.
It is wonderful to hear that Leah is well. I feared the worst.
No, Leah's doing fine.
Uncle, you're alive!
Thanks to you and your friend here.
Time is running short. What can you tell me of the fallen star?
Not much, I'm afraid, though the prophecy of the end days surely points to it as a sign that the end has begun.
Please, Uncle, not more of your stories. All that matters now is that you're back.
Great.
The Skeleton King was once our beloved lord, Leoric. He was driven mad by Diablo's evil. He lost both of his sons and his very soul before he was finally defeated. Now it seems he's risen to plague this land once again.
A sad tale, but I seek the fallen star, and he stands in my way.
The key to defeating him lies in his old crown. Seek out our blacksmith, Hadrig. He knows of its whereabouts.
We will find Hadrig.
You should not dismiss the signs so lightly. Do you not believe the evidence of your own eyes?
Horrors have visited Tristram before, and it endured.
But what of the texts? The Zakarum tomes warn of a falling star. The Herodric scrolls spoke of the dead rising, and the Lord of Lies, the prophecy of the end days, says that at the end of all things, the first sign shall appear in the heavens.
Yes, you've been telling me about the texts since I was 8 years old, Uncle. I just don't think we should read too much into them.
Alright, so let's get some conversation here.
I've spent most of my life traveling from place to place with Uncle Deckard, while he did his crazy research.
What does your uncle seek?
He's convinced that the forces of hell will invade our world and bring about the end times. All these years, he's still searching for a way to stop this apocalypse.
And your mother?
What did you learn of your mother?
She wasn't from Tristram originally. She came here during the Troubles. She was in search of something, but I'm not sure what. She reminds me of Uncle Deckard, obsessed with the war between angels and demons.
What about Deckard? What do you gotta say? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of talk from you and from him. Okay, well, first let's go into Cain's house, get the second part of his journal. I'll do it for you guys, though. I know you want to listen to those, so let's do it. All right, next. Oh, hello. Get out of my way, chair. I can't break you. Shucks. Okay, so the second part of Cain's journal is not available yet. But I think the next part of Leia, the next part of her journal should be. It should be. There it is.
Uncle Deckard's home, rescued from the clutches of the Skeleton King. I'm so glad. But the Skeleton King? I thought he was a folktale. The idea of Mad King Leoric returning to torture this place. Hasn't Tristram suffered enough?
Okay, so let's chat with these guys.
Bless you for saving Deckard, Cain. I don't know what Leah would do, what any of us would do, if Cain were truly lost.
So this is how it ends? They dragged my cart from the road, but for what? I can't get it repaired. Might as well dig a hole and die in it.
And then you would rise as a shambling corpse and find my blade buried in your skull. You still live. Make the best of it.
That's my boy. All right. So Deckard.
You and Leah seem to care much for each other.
I do not know what my life would have been like had I not raised her. Oh, it must have been difficult for Leah, following an old man on a mad search for the secrets to defeating the lords of the burning hells. But though she has seen her share of mysterious things, she is still unsure of my quest. I can understand. She has never seen anything like Diablo and his brothers.
Okay. Skeleton King.
Diablo drove Leoric to madness.
Whoops.
Diablo drove Leoric to madness.
Leoric resisted Diablo's attempts to possess him, but the effort left him weak and confused. When his son Albrecht was kidnapped to be a vessel for Diablo, it destroyed any sanity Leoric had left.
And after he became the Skeleton King?
He commanded an army of the dead deep within the cathedral, finally serving the Lord of Terror he had resisted while alive. Many adventurers tried and failed to slay the Skeleton King. It was left to Leoric's eldest son, Aiden, to finally kill the monster his father had become.
Prophecy of the End Days.
The prophecy of the end days is contained within the Horodric tomes I inherited from my ancestor, Jared Cain. It is a warning to those who could interpret it regarding Hell's ultimate invasion of our world, written by many different people throughout history, in many different lands. All known versions of the prophecy are incomplete. I have spent a good part of the past 20 years trying to complete it. I am certain it holds the answers to defeating the Lords of Hell.
And then lastly, from Deckard.
I am the last of the Horodrim. I couldn't always claim this. In fact, if I had turned to the Horodric teachings sooner, Diablo could have been stopped before his reign of terror began.
You cannot believe this.
When the first signs appeared, I did nothing. I had shrugged the old tales off like they were so much fantasy, and Tristram, no, the world, has paid dearly for my arrogance. I have tried to make up for my failings. Leah and I have spent her lifetime scouring the world, collecting pieces of the prophecy of the end days. If I can decipher it, we will have the key to defeating the Lords of Hell.
Great. Captain Rumford, time to hear about the blacksmith.
These dark events tax us. I worry for Hadrig, our blacksmith, most of all. His wife has been injured, and he is tasked with seeing to those who may turn. His family has suffered under this curse before. His grandfather, the Chancellor to King Leoric, was killed when the evil first spread over Tristram 20 years ago.
And yourself, Captain Rumford?
I volunteered to help because it seemed the right thing to do, but I'm no leader of men.
You are filled with fear. You must lead from strength.
That's a simple thing for you to say. You were born to fight monsters like the risen dead. Me? I'm just a farmer.
Cheer up, old chap. How about Captain Dalton?
When Leah told us the dead were pouring out of the cathedral, we quickly went to put an end to it. At first, it seemed we were succeeding, but they just kept coming. We were overcome. Captain Dalton and the men fought valiantly. They protected me. I am no soldier. I was a farmer. I should not have been out there with them. I do not know how I made it back here. None of the others did. And now, somehow, I'm supposed to lead the militia.
Man, we need someone with a little more backbone here to help out New Tristram.
Got a right good bunch of things for you this fine day.
Yeah, well, I don't need that so much. Oh, check this out. Sell value 15. And how about without it? Yeah, it's the same. Don't need you, buddy. I'm gonna just sell all this stuff here like this. Let's see if this guy's got any more to say.
You're the one who saved Cain. You must help us survive the Skeleton King, too.
Yep. We'll try. Alright, wow. That was a whole lot of conversation, guys. Most certainly. I think these guys got some chatter.
Leah spent all night alongside the blacksmith's wife, tending the wounded.
What? She was out defending the gates this morning. What is driving that woman?
Where does she get her strength?
Did you hear? Old Rumford has us down to half rations. How are we supposed to fight if we're starving?
The rest of the town is down to quarter, including my wife. But you can quit if you want.
Quit your belly aching. That's basically what he's saying. Alright, the healer's down here now. I did want to show you guys over here too. A lot of people have been wondering. What's over there, Force? What's this?
Sorry, the ferry to Wortham isn't running. Can't take anyone anywhere with all that's happening around here. It's not safe.
Obviously assume that we will be taking the ferry at some point. Just not this exact moment. And
you think you're some type of hero, here to save us all? The dead will feast on your bones as easily as they will ours.
Well, that's not very positive.
From the east shall come a monarch whose rule begins in blood and ends in bone. In the light of a comet will he die a third and final death at the hands of true men.
No one round here appreciates the work I put into acquiring these fine wares. It's not easy, I can tell you that.
Alright. Now time to go to the main storyline, the main dialogue here. Mr. Haydrig.
Blacksmith, Deckard Cain said you could help me find the crown of Leoric.
Not now. That's my wife. She's locked in the cellar like all those who've been bitten. I'm to put them all down. But how can I kill my own wife?
It is regrettable, but it must be done. I will help you.
Thank you. Follow me.
But how can I kill my own wife? I can't. I'm not a good voice actor. All right, let's see.
My friend, I'm sorry.
This must be done.
Gotta do what you gotta do, you know?
Mira, my love, forgive me.
Haydrig, help me.
I couldn't have done this without you. I'm in your debt. My name is Haydrig Aemon.
Haydrig, I need your aid. I must find Leoric's crown.
I can help you there. It's buried with his chancellor, my grandfather. You'll find his tomb in a cemetery in the Weeping Hollow. And if you see my fool apprentice out there, tell him to get back to town.
Alrighty, so now it is time for us to use the northwest gate to exit New Tristram. And I actually do believe that we will be cutting it here, as we're going to just stop the content for now, and I will pick it back up in the next installment, essentially. So I'm just going to be breaking this up probably into 2 parts. I think that should do it. We're probably about halfway through the beta now, just working our way to get the crown, and then we work our way down to actually fight Leoric. So that's going to do it for right now, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed this first installment. Obviously, these lore videos will be a lot more long-winded, just because there's a lot more kind of the idle conversation. We've got to listen to the lore books and the conversation between the villagers and all of that. Please let me know below if you like this. I'm going to be continuing it up either way. There should be at least one more part, and I'll hopefully we'll finish it off in part 2. If not, we may need to do a video part 3, depending on the video length and all of that. Also, of course, let me know in the comments below, aside from the content that has already been done, and the remainder of the skill videos that are still coming out for the Monk, Wizard, and Witch Doctor, what else would you guys like to see for Diablo 3 content? Again, there's only so much to do, but if there's anything in particular that you guys are hoping to see from the Diablo 3 beta, please let me know, and I'll go ahead and go into depth about it. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe, keep watching, and keep owning.
Your blood will run from your veins. Time to die. Your life is at an end. Let's get on with this.